悪霊退散
Mortal Kombat 1 was officially announced yesterday. This game was trending #1 on Twitter, #1 on Reddit, and the only reason it wasn't trending #1 on YouTube is because the game has so much violence within it. I think the order of events for all of these games is very interesting. You have Street Fighter 6, which is basically dropping like right now, right? The game is like a week or 2 weeks away or something like that. And then you have Mortal Kombat, which is officially coming out in September 19th. And then you have Tekken 8, which is probably next year. March, April, May is my guess. When you compare this generation of fighting games to the past generation of fighting games, I think Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, and Tekken 8 is going to usher in a new golden age. I think that's what we're entering in right now, especially when you compare it to all the other AAA titles that's coming out and they're meeting so much controversy. Oh, this game doesn't work on PC. Oh, this game doesn't work at all. Oh, this game is not what you promised us. These three fighting games looks stronger than ever. And in a time where the gaming industry is lacking pure content, pure excitement, competitive games, these games have the chance to literally take back the throne. I made a video in the past and I was talking about how they kind of messed up transitioning from the arcade era to the play at home era. Some of the fighting games held on for too long to the arcade era and they slipped off the throne. This time around, the FPS genre and a lot of other genres that dominate, they're the ones who's slipping. They're the ones who's not meeting the demand of the consumer. And Tekken, Mortal Kombat, and Street Fighter, this is their moment. I love what Mortal Kombat is doing. They really released a lot of information with the game as they announced it. Liu Kang is bringing back all the iconic characters, but he's changing them up this time. Instead of letting the old bitter rivalries that divided these characters exist, he's pairing them up. You have Scorpion, you have Sub-Zero paired up as brothers. Hopefully that should mend the bonds and prevent them from going down their paths. You have Raiden, Kung Lao, Katana, Mileena. You have a lot of characters being paired up. And not only are they doing that in story, but they're also doing that in terms of gameplay. They announced this new assist feature. And this is kind of scaring some people because first off, I don't like the variations. I think the variations was cool at first, but then once they did it through multiple games, that's when it became bad. But the assist feature, I wonder what it's going to do in terms of like secondary characters, because to my understanding, the way I see it now is a lot of characters will basically be boiled down to a assist. You won't be able to play as Mileena. Katana will be the standard. Maybe you won't be able to play as Raiden. Kung Lao will be the standard. So I'm just wondering how this whole assist feature will actually play out, because Mortal Kombat has a lot of iconic characters and I really don't want them to lock a lot of these characters behind assist, tag functionalities. I think there is a lot of potential in this though, the whole assist feature idea, because if you go back to Mortal Kombat 9 and some of the past Mortal Kombats that had this sort of tag team element, those were the best ones in my opinion. And it sounds like they're trying to tap into that, but also not commit to it. So we'll have to see how they play out. So far, out of the three, they're the only ones who's going down this tag assist route. They have a section on their website where it says frequently asked questions, and you guys can pause and read all of these if you want, but a lot of it included the release date and included the characters that are playable. It did confirm that Johnny Cage will be in the game, even though he wasn't shown off. And then it also confirmed that rollback netcode will be there for all the fighting game tryhards. You guys will celebrate for that. But one thing that I was looking for, and I didn't see it, and I'm even looking right now, is crossplay. We know that crossplay will be coming to Tekken 8. We know that it's going to be there for Street Fighter 6, but I would assume it's going to be there for Mortal Kombat as well, because I think the past Mortal Kombat had crossplay. Crossplay is kind of just like a standard for every game that's releasing now. So for them not to have that would be kind of a head scratcher. But once again, we'll wait to see if it's actually there, because now we're at the point where some of this stuff isn't being mentioned because it's just the default. You're not going to mention 4K here because 4K is just the default. So maybe crossplay is the same exact thing. We'll have to wait and see. One thing I am really excited for still is the PlayStation Showcase. Now, a lot of us was expecting this to be a teaser for Mortal Kombat, but then at the PlayStation Showcase for them to do a real big reveal for Mortal Kombat. But I wonder what they're going to do because, you know, the game is, we see everything, we know everything. The only thing that is left is for the beta that takes place in August. Then the game releases in September. Only thing is left is for characters to be shown off. So maybe that's what they could do here, but only time will tell. One thing that I gotta appreciate as well from all three of these games is how they're putting a big emphasis on story. Something that these fighting games lacked for the majority of their lifespans is story. A lot of the cutscenes or a lot of the endings for characters is non-canon. The endings for each character should not only cap off the story that you're playing, the game that you're playing, but it also should get you excited for the next one, what comes next. And I'm hoping Tekken, Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat delivers in this aspect.
So you'll be like, Hadouken!
Yeah, you got the Hadoukens coming up?
Hadouken! Sub-Zero! Hadouken!
Oh,
I'm Electric Blanca!